Hello, my peepers. Welcome to Friday Reads. So, last week I told you I finished the book Glow by Amy Kathleen Ryan, and it was the first book of a trilogy. And so the second one I was able to get as an audiobook through Hoopla, through my library. So I listened to that on my tablet, and I finished that today, and I don't like giving away too much of a second book of a series because then you'll know what happened in the first book. But it's a sci-fi YA dystopian book. Something had happened to the planet Earth, and they sent 2 ships out filled with people to go find a new Earth. And the one ship had a lot of children on it, and the second ship was called New Horizon, and for some reason they were not able to have any children on that ship. The fertility in that was not working, so they sent things from the other ship, the main ship that we know about is I'm always forgetting how to pronounce it too. Euphorium or something like that. I don't remember, sorry. After I read it, it's like sometimes I forget, like Imperium, I think it is. And so the other ship went to go grab just the girls off the ship, and a lot of people were killed. While that happened, the girls were put on New Horizon, and I had told you that from the first book, and the eggs were taken from the girls, and the girls finally did get away and went back to their other ship, and then this book takes off from there. And this was called Spark by Amy Kathleen Ryan, and awesome book. I really, really liked it, and the ending was really good. And I am still waiting for the third book to come from the library. I had it on hold. I've had it on hold since last weekend. I just checked to see where it's at, and it just says in transit because it's coming from another library. We have a library program of like 20 libraries, and they have a van that goes and picks up books to everybody. So I'm still waiting for that. So I want that, like, now, because I'm done with this. So then I went on my shelf to see what's next, and I have The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. And it says, I am the perfect weapon I kill with a single touch. This was recommended in the BookTube community a couple years ago, and I'll read you a little bit what it says. It says, 17-year-old Twyla lives in the castle, but although she's engaged to the prince, Twyla isn't a member of the court. She's the executioner. As the goddess embodied, Twyla instantly kills anyone she touches. Each month, she's taken to the prison and forced to lay her hands on those accused of treason. Even the prince, whose royal blood supposedly makes him immune to Twyla's fatal touch, avoids her company. But then a new guard arrives, whose smile belies his deadly swordsmanship. And unlike the others, he's able to see the girl, not the goddess. Yet Twyla's, I don't know if it's Twyla or Twilla, it's T-W-Y-L-L-A, so I'm probably butchering the name. Yet Twyla's been promised to the prince and knows far too well what happens to people who cross the queen. However, a treasonous secret is the least of Twyla's problems. The queen has a plan to destroy her enemies, a plan that requires a stomach-churning, unthinkable sacrifice. Will Twyla do what it takes to protect her kingdom, or will she abandon her duty in favor of a doomed love? So that's the first book of the trilogy. And I have the second book, which is called The Sleeping Prince. And the third book is called The Scarecrow Queen. And one of the libraries in our library program has it, but it's not available to put on hold, I think because it's a new book. I need a drink of tea. My Starbucks tea that or cup that Justin bought me a couple years ago, and I'm drinking Tension Tamer. So, I don't own the third book yet. Yes, that's right, yet. I want to read it when I read these two, and I probably should have waited to order it till after I read the first book to make sure I like it, because sometimes I don't always like the books, but I ordered the paperback through Amazon a few minutes ago, and it'll be here Sunday, so I can read this series, and hopefully Flame from the third book of the other trilogy will be here next week, so I can finish that third book of that series. So I'm getting there. I have, like, I don't know how many more books sitting there, but I have I'll show you real quick. My bookcase. My bookcase. So you see all my books. They are 2 deep. So the one on the top shelf there, once I read that whole row, then I am going to go and I am going to, excuse me, sorry. I am going to go then read like maybe, I don't know, 6 books from my ebooks that I have from NetGalley that I'm behind on my ebook. So once I get that one row done, before I go to the ones behind them, then I will read some of my NetGalley, because I'm behind on them too. But I'm enjoying reading again, and I am ahead of my schedule. Hopefully it continues to be that way, but that's what I've been reading, and I plan on starting The Sin Eater's Daughter tomorrow, Saturday. And so next Friday, hopefully, I will have these 2 read, and maybe another one. I will let you know. So, what are you reading? Do you have anything planned for the weekend for reading? I'm not sure what the temperatures are supposed to be or the weather. I have no plans except I have to get groceries. I haven't gone in a couple weeks. I just sent Scott to town when we want something. So, and I need gas in the car. I have like a quarter of a tank, and I don't pass any gas stations going to Dillon's. So, I do need to get to town tomorrow morning, get gas in the car, get some groceries, and start this book. So I will talk to you all later. I hope that you have an awesome weekend, and bye-bye, my peepers.